Hey everybody, what are simple ways to keep more engineers working with your company? How's it going everybody? My name is Brandon E. Grant, Mr. Bowtie here with Engineered Results. And today we're going to talk about 3 simple steps and 3 simple ways in which you can help keep more engineers with your company. So want to tell you about when I was in my engineer. I was working as an engineer and I actually left 3 or 4 different companies for some reasons that actually found to be a pattern within each. One of the reasons why I left is that each of the companies I felt like I was not seen and heard. I would have ideas or I'd raise my hands and I'm paid to be there, right? You hire engineers because you hire smart people so that they can tell you what to do. And yet I found that people would not listen. And it's really frustrating to exchange my time and share my ideas and put my mental capital into an idea and have somebody just ignore it, right? And so when I left the last company, one of the things I realized is that it was a simple pattern. It was the same thing happening everywhere. So what I want to share with you is 3 ways in which you can help retain your engineers based on my experience. So the first one I want you to recognize is I need you to recognize that the culture is the problem. COOs, engineering managers, I'm talking to you. I'm going to call your baby ugly a little bit. The culture is the problem. If you are not valuing your engineers, all this people talking about resignation and the great resignation, the great attrition right now, if you're losing engineers, you need to recognize that they are probably wanting to feel seen and heard. Engineers are natural problem solvers. And one of the things that I hated was raising my hand and having an idea and really feeling passionate and putting a lot of time and energy into solving a problem and having someone ignore me. Talking to multiple people, multiple stakeholders, and having them say, not interested, or that's not on scope, or focus on something different. I've solved problems as part of my nature, part of my inner workings, and to be ignored means that you might value me enough to fill a seat, but you're not valuing me as a human. So 1, I need you to recognize your culture as a problem. Engineers as humans want to feel seen and heard. And if you're not taking care of them in that respect, that's one of your problems. So recognize that you have a problem with culture if the engineers are leaving. Second thing I want to talk about is understanding the importance of outlining career development for engineers. All humans want to know what the next step is. It might take them a while to get there, but engineers specifically wanting to solve problems, improve, and continuous improvement want to know what their next step is. So let's say you have a pool of engineers. What are the 5 different paths that you can take from engineering? If you don't have an outline, if you don't have a way to go to a technical path, a way to go the management path, if you don't know that maybe some of your engineers are more entrepreneurial and might be better in sales or the future CEO of the company, if you don't have that outline path for them, they're not going to think that you value them for more than the robotic engineer who can fill a seat and do anything. And if that's the case, that's another reason why you will lose your engineers. Everyone knows that the loss of an engineer can be a very pricey and painful point right now, especially right now. So if you're interested in having a little bit more conversation on this, I want you to click the link below and go find the set up a strategy call. I'd love to be able to help you and your company develop or outline what a development strategy is. It's going to be different for every company, and I can actually help you define what that is, which is one way you're going to be able to help keep your engineers. The third thing I want to talk about today is providing development for the engineer as a human, the holistic engineer. Yes, I know there's a lot of stereotypes and engineers are weird and awkward, but that's just because people aren't talking to engineers. As an engineer, I'm a human. I'm just very centered in my mind. You as a company and society as a whole values engineers, values us for our brain. And we value ourselves for our brain, but it's important to recognize that I am more, and being able to provide development, personal development or engineering development for the holistic engineer is something that can radically change your company and your culture and address everything else. And the great news that I have for you is this is also one of the core things I do. I can help companies develop online strategy or develop career development strategies for their engineers. The second thing I can do, which nobody else is doing, is provide holistic training, personal development from an engineering standpoint so that your engineers actually work more as collaborative, not competitive, and can actually stay and retain. Now, if you're a company that is interested in actually taking care of and retaining your engineers, not just as the cogs in the wheel, but as the whole human being who can actually make massive value for your company, again, I want you to click the link below and give me a call. Have a great day.